few years back, there was a National Academy of Science meeting on what classes of agents have been tested sufficiently to say that they were a threat or that they were safe, whatever safe means. And this was called the Upton Committee. It was the former director of the National Cancer Institute, Charlie Upton, headed this committee. And what they found was rather interesting, if not frightening. When you look at drugs, okay, about 25% of the drugs had not been fully tested for hazardous effects. 25. If you look at industrial chemicals, it's exactly the reverse. 72% had never been tested. So that means that we have been exposed to many, many chemicals that have never been evaluated for toxicity in any great detail. Now, this has an extremely important meaning to us today, because as I go around the country, as I interact with certain individuals who are exposed to toxic chemicals, I notice that the one thing that they'll tell me is that they had a federal or state official addressing them at a meeting and saying that there is no evidence that this chemical is dangerous. They're exactly right. The only part of it is they never say what the flip side of it is, that there's no evidence that this chemical is safe. In fact, it's never been tested. So there's a tremendous difference between a negative result in a well-conducted experiment and something that's never been tested at all. But you see, the problem we now have is that a chemical that has not been tested is considered safe, just as if it had been tested. And this probably is one of the major mistakes, I think, that is made continually by lay individuals, is that they're hearing correctly from the state, federal, and so forth guy, but they're not understanding that he says or she said that there is no evidence, but that doesn't mean it was ever tested. And this is the biggest myth I think we have to explore. And it's much easier for somebody from EPA or what have you to say that there is no evidence that this compound will cause you a danger. And they usually will not be asked, has it been tested? So if I do anything else today, what I'd like to do is say, never take this idea that there's no evidence. Ask, where has it been tested? How has it been tested? And can I see the data? So if we do that, we've accomplished an awful lot.